Chapter 224. The Fall of the Overlord. When fighting Brother Dao, one should never fight close up. The only way to have a chance is to attack from afar. Brahma heart sighed with a sigh. The hegemony fist and the dueling fist gave him the same strong and overbearing feeling, especially since Kang Tian had long since been deeply versed in the essence of the hegemony fist, and the power that he exerted far exceeded that of Xiao Jin. With such an invincible fist, who could fight Kang Tian in a close combat? On the side, Xiao Jin was secretly laughing lightly, thinking, if you knew that brother still had the heaven escaping hand, you wouldn't think so. Kang Tian had the Overlord fist in close quarters, and the heaven escaping hand in distant attacks. Such a Kang Tian would make any genius despair. At this moment, Kang Tian waved his hegemony fist. His entire body was filled with an invincible intent. The terrifying fist momentum was like a huge wave in the ocean, one layer upon another, and finally rolled up a succession of monstrous waves that engulfed the entire space. This kind of fist momentum was undoubtedly very terrifying, and the Overlord's entire body was instantly creeped out, feeling a great crisis. His blood-colored eyes gradually regained clarity, and he began to look squarely at this opponent in front of him. After all, he was a peak Imperial level powerhouse, and when he truly came into contact with the hegemony fist, Hegemon immediately sensed the terrifying nature of such a fist technique. And if he were to be as careless as he was just now, he would definitely die a miserable death. What a powerful fist. It seems that you claimed the hegemony emperor with this fist. It's not a waste of time. After calming down, the hegemony king was not as crazy as before, but his strength was even stronger. His eyes stared at the Kang Tian as he struck out his self-created booming heavenly fist. Boom! As soon as the fist came out, the heavens and earth roared as if the entire sky was about to collapse, and as if the entire earth had ruptured. This was a domineering and invincible fist technique. This is the booming heavenly fist, the hegemony king's invincible fist technique that swept through the city of Earth back then. I didn't expect to see hegemony king perform this fist technique. It's truly a blessing of 3 lifetimes. The crowd watching the battle all exclaimed in astonishment. In the distance, the Black Demon King and the 100 Changes King were also filled with gravity. Overlord is even stronger, the Black Demon King said in a deep voice. The 100 Changes King smiled gently at the words. Only that smile was filled with gravity as she slowly said, "Is this the reason you left our city?" Yes and no. The 3 of us are already very close to the invincible level, but to truly step into this level, we still need to experience even more brutal battles. And in the city of Earth, we haven't had the chance to strike for many years, the Black Demon King said with blazing eyes. Yeah, if we don't travel to the city of heaven, we'll be stuck at the peak of the Imperial level for the rest of our lives, just like the Overlord. The 100 Change King sighed. You're wrong. If it wasn't for Wu Feng, the Overlord would have left long ago. The Black Demon King laughed. This time, Wu Feng's tragic death has given the Overlord a chance. He might actually be able to advance to the invincible level. You're right, but will he be able to handle this hegemony king, the 100 Changes King? A light laugh, a pair of beautiful eyes, looking towards the 2 people in the field who were about to collide together. The Black Demon King's eyes stared. Then his face filled with gravity as he said in a deep voice, "This hegemony emperor's depth is unfathomable." Rumble. At this moment, unrivaled bombardment sounds erupted in the sky, and there were violent fluctuations of surging energy everywhere, as if the entire heaven and earth were about to be destroyed. Kang Tian's hegemony fist was pushed to its limit. His long black hair instantly turned purple, and his bright eyes even shot out a blazing purple light, like the purple lightning bolts flashing through the sky. Kang Tian hegemony blood's strongest battle state. After all, he had just been promoted to the Imperial grade. Kang Tian was still wary of such a peak Imperial grade powerhouse as Overlord, and used his strongest power at once. On the contrary, Hegemony King also did not dare to be careless. The light in his eyes shone brightly, and his entire body erupted with incomparably terrifying power, like an active volcano erupting, completely displaying the mighty power of the peak of the Imperial Grade. Everyone's gazes coalesced at this moment as they stared unblinkingly at this space. Was Kang Chon defeated, or was the Overlord defeated? Although it was only a collision of a single punch, everyone was very clear that 4 experts at the level of Hegemon and Kang Chon. The final winner was often already decided between a single move. Drink, the Hegemon roared as his 2 golden fists erupted with a brilliant light, like to suns in the darkness of the night, instantly illuminating the earth in all directions. The heaven-blasting fist was catalyst to the extreme by him, erupting with unparalleled power. On the other side, Kang Chon was also not willing to show weakness. He let out a low roar, and a brilliant purple light came out from his eyes, like to thunderbolts of lightning, cutting through the sky, and the entire sky was suddenly dimmed. Both sides raised their power to the extreme, then struck their strongest punch, colliding in midair. Boom! A heaven-shattering roar came out, as if 2 great mountains had crashed together. Deafening explosions continued unceasingly, and everywhere was filled with rampant power fluctuations, a powerful destructive force that caused space to completely distort up, as if it was about to collapse. In the middle of that explosion, 2 powerful figures were double fist to double fist, dead entangled together. Everyone's gazes were tightly fixed on this moment, not daring to show the slightest bit of slackness, fearing that they would miss the wonderful scene. The Overlord's entire body erupted with a blinding golden light, and a golden dragon swayed its huge tail. It rose up from within him, emitting a deafening roar that shook the heavens and shook the earth. This was the Overlord's vision. On the contrary, Kang Chon was unmoved. His expression was cold and indifferent, and behind him, a giant purple Kang Chon with the same appearance slowly stood up, wielding a huge fist like a large mountain, blasting towards the giant dragon on the opposite side. Only I am the only one. When they saw the huge purple figure standing up behind the Kang Chon, all the Emperor-level powerhouses in the arena were shocked, and there was an unbelievable light in everyone's eyes. Even the Black Demon King and the 100 Changes King were stunned. As Emperor-level powerhouses, they were well aware of the dreadfulness of the Only I Am vision, as everyone who comprehended the Only I Am vision ended up becoming invincible-level powerhouses, without exception. Overlord is going to lose, the Dark Demon King whispered. As expected, as soon as Kang Chon's vision came out, the golden giant dragon on the opposite side trembled. The Overlord's face was filled with incredulity as he roared with unwillingness and exploded his remaining strength. However, the purple giant Kang Chon was very strong. Just one fist blasted out. It was a heavenly collapse. The earth trembled. The huge golden dragon was crushed by this fist and turned into a starlight, disappearing into the air. PFFD. At the moment the golden dragon's vision collapsed, Hegemon spewed out a mouthful of blood, a look of unwilling despair appearing in his eyes as he was blown out by Kang Chon's punch. Everyone was shocked to witness this scene. Everyone's eyes were filled with shock. The Hegemon that had been famous for 10 years in the City of Earth had been defeated just like this. Boom! Kang Chon indifferently took a step forwards. The entire heaven and earth was shaken. His tall figure exuded a powerful oppression, causing everyone to close their breaths. Behind Kang Chon was a huge purple figure, like an invincible god of war, who was indifferently looking down on the 4 directions, exuding a powerful aura. Everyone immediately felt a heavy oppressive force. Strong. It's really too strong. The entire Earth Immortal building was silent, and everyone looked at the magnificent and domineering figure not far away with their eyes filled with deep shock. The Hegemon who had shaken the City of Earth for 10 years had lost miserably to a newcomer just like this. Such a result left many people present dumbfounded, and each of them was filled with unbelief. However, The facts were right in front of them. The powerful Overlord was blown away by Kangchon. Although he didn't die, he had already suffered a heavy blow, and if he fought any longer, he would surely die. The Black Demon King and the 100 Changes King were silent. They were equally shocked at this moment. Kangchon was even more powerful than they had imagined. That kind of domineering aura of being the only one to be honored by us shook their hearts. This is a strong person destined to be invincible, the Dark Demon King exclaimed. The Hegemony King did not lose unjustly, the 100 Change King also said softly. The two of them had complicated expressions. Before they were still one of the 3 strongest people at the City of Pride of the Earth. But now it seemed to be just a joke. All of this was destroyed by this domineering figure in front of them. Not far away, the Overlord let out an unwilling roar. He couldn't accept this heavy blow. He was like an angry bull, charging towards Kangchon. Even if his entire body was covered in blood, he would still fight until the last moment. However, Kangchon was very strong. His eyes were like lightning. Asterisk 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 came out. His purple, golden fist drew a beautiful arc trace in the sky, like a planet, charging. Boom! With a loud bang, the Overlord spurted blood and flew backwards, his eyes filled with a desperate and crazy look. Everyone was so shocked that they couldn't utter a word. What kind of strength was this? Invincible. A trialist who had just stepped into Earth City of long ago had already reached the invincible level. This was too shocking. Roar! Overlord roared in despair. His entire body was covered in blood, and in the end, his entire body was wrapped in blood, transforming into a bloody man. But to one's surprise, the Hegemon at this moment was even stronger, his powerful aura causing the earth to tremble. Kangchon's eyes instantly asterisk 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 produced a surprised gaze. The Overlord's strength had unexpectedly increased by a level, reaching a point that was enough to threaten him. Is it using a self-inflicted means similar to the heavenly demon disintegration technique? Kangchon secretly muttered to himself, but his heart was still filled with invincible battle intent. One fist blasts the sky. The Overlord incarnated as a blood man was not roaring in anger. He came in silence, like a sea of blood that engulfed Kangchon. Kangchon was not willing to show weakness, and catalyzed the Hegemony fist to the extreme. His entire body erupted with blazing purple light, and the two of them engaged in a powerful collision in mid-air. Rumble. It was still a peak collision, however. This time the result shocked the crowd. Kangchon, who was in an absolutely strong position before, didn't fly away from the Overlord, but was hardened by the Overlord. The two were actually indistinguishable in this hard fight. Quasi-invincible, the Dark Demon King stood up in shock. The 100 Changes King was also shocked, and then sighed. Their strengths are both at the quasi-invincible level, but it's a pity that Hegemony King only reached this level by blowing up his own essence blood. No matter whether he wins or loses in this battle, Hegemony King is bound to die. Although the three of them were hostile to each other, after so many years of getting along with each other, at this moment, when they saw that their former powerful rival was about to fall, a sense of sadness could not help but rise in their hearts. With his strength, he will be able to support him for an hour at most. The Black Demon King also sighed as he looked towards the battlefield, where the Hegemony King's battle intent was sky high, at his absolute peak moment. Kangchon was also not weak, like an invincible god of war, sweeping across the 4 directions and looking down upon the world. Both of them had reached the quasi-invincible level of battle power, and were only half a step away from that invincible level. In the sky above them, it was a blood-colored dragon and a purple giant shadow fighting, a vision of the Overlord and the Kang Heaven. The purple giant shadow was previously invincible, however, when the golden dragon bathed in essence and transformed into a blood-colored dragon, the two sides fell into a stalemate, with no one being able to do anything about it. On the earth, Kangchon and Overlord also entered into a fierce entanglement. The two erupted all their strength, fighting from the sky to the ground, and then from the ground to the air, straight to the sky and earth. At this moment, whether it was the group of Emperor-level powerhouses inside the Earth Immortal building, or the group of spectators outside the Earth Immortal building, all of them looked at the two overbearing figures in the fierce battle with unblinking eyes. This was the most wonderful battle they had ever seen.